Brilliant, so we're going to start with our warm-up now. So we're going to get ourselves set in our position. So you're going to start off with your feet together. You're going to point your toes out and point your heels out so that your feet become shoulder width apart. We're then going to look to set from the head right down to those feet that we've just set. So with our head, imagine that our neck, we're getting this nice and long. So what we're looking to do is stretch up. So imagine you've got a helium balloon tied to the top of your head, slowly but gently pulling you up. So you're elongating this neck. At the same time, these collarbones, we want them to be smiling. So we want them to be nice and wide. So we want to pull your shoulders back slightly, have your collarbones nice and wide. At the same time, pulling your shoulders down, again elongating that neck, tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. And then from there we're going to set our pelvis. So with our pelvis, imagine you've got a bucket and you're going to tip a bit of water out the front, a bit of water out the back, and you're going to find that point where it's nice and neutral and set. So we're going to find that point and we're going to stick with that point now. So we've got this, we've now got our feet set, and we're now set to start. So for our warm-up, we're going to start with our arms. So we're going to put our palms facing upwards, elbows into your side, and you're just going to turn your arms out in your dumb waiter. So this move's really good for that shoulder mobility, getting a nice stretch through those shoulders at the end of range. So we're going to take this really slow and get a nice stretch as we go. So we're going to take it really nice and slowly through the range. You don't want any arching of your back, you don't want any crunching. You're just going to push into a nice comfortable range where you keep everything else set, so nothing else is moving. You're isolating that movement. And the warm-up can often be the most difficult part because we're not as mobile, and we're going to try and get that control of that movement. So we're going to start to increase that speed slightly, just to get that movement. So you breathe in for this. I want you to be breathing in as we come back in, out as we go back out, in, out, in and out. So the breathing's really, really important. We want to keep that going. Nice relax on a Saturday morning here, or whenever you're watching this, if you're watching the live, not watching it live even. So we're going to keep going with that. And we're going to extend our arms now. So we're going to move out into this position like we've been doing. We're going to extend out, and imagine you've got 2 cups of water on those hands. So you're going to tip them over, tip them back, come back in. So it's a nice fluid movement we're looking for. So this is our Cleopatra. So we're going to be stretching out, coming back in. So nice wake up this morning, get you going for the day. So we're stretching out and coming back in. So we're making sure those shoulders are staying nice and low, keeping that control. Now we're moving on to a more compound movement of several different parts as we're doing this. We want to be keeping that movement, keeping nice lines with that. Get yourself nice and relaxed. Going out and we're coming back in. We're going out and we're coming back in. I want to be stretching out and coming back in. Stretching out and coming back in. And this time we're going to hold as you go out. So we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and come back in. So from there, give yourself a little shake off. We're going to now warm up our lower body, and then we're going to go into a compound of the 2. So for our lower body, we're going to look to go up onto our toes and come back down. I'm going to do this a couple of times. Try and keep that body nice and set. The pelvis here, I want to rock forwards. Try and keep that in a nice neutral position. Arms just resting. Shoulders and shoulder collarbones and shoulder blades nice and relaxed as we go up and we come back down. Up and back down. And now we're going to alternate this. So from this position where we're up on our toes, we're going to just drop one heel. And we're going to drop the other one. And we're going to go into sort of a walking motion. Like this. Try and keep that control. Try and keep that pelvis nice and neutral as we're going. So we're going to be rocking backwards. That pelvis is going to keep wanting to rock from side to side. Try and keep that in this nice neutral position. I'm going to keep working on this. So one heel should be up, the other should be down as we're going. Brilliant. And then from here, we're gonna work into our arms and into our feet as well. So we're gonna be going up into our toes. I'm gonna hold that position as we go out with our arms, and as we come back in, we're gonna drop both heels. So we're gonna go out with our arms as we come up onto our toes, come back in, so we're doing our Cleopatra and our heel lifts as well. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna come back in. Out and come back in. We're going to go out and we're going to come back in. We're going to keep going with this, get ourselves nice and warm for this. And we're going to go out and we're going to come back in. Keep going with this. Now we're going to make this a bit more difficult, so we're going to go into our walking motion as we do our arms. A lot of coordination here for a morning, or whenever you're doing this. A lot of coordination. Nice bit of work to really get ourselves warmed up. To try and maintain those good lines, nice fluid movements out. Brilliant. That's our warm-up complete. So from there, we're now going to go into a roll down. We're going to get onto our mat. So from the end of your mat, what I want you to do is we're going to practice this roll down a couple of times. So we're going to be tucking our chin in, and we're going to be rolling down like this. I'm going to be coming back up, and each vertebrae, each little bone in that back, imagine rotating each little bone. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that smooth motion. We're looking to really rotate that spine down. So we're looking as if you've got a string of pearls there and you're rotating each one off. So we're going to do that first. So get into your nice set position. We're going to first tuck your chin in, roll your head down, roll your shoulders through. We're going to roll down. And we're going to roll back up the same way. We're going to roll down. And we're going to roll back up the same way. Nice bit of spine mobility now. We're going to roll down, we're going to roll back up. This time we're going to roll right the way down. So we're going to roll down, and we're going to walk our hands out so that we are on our hands and knees in this 4-point kneeling position on the mat. Okay, get yourself nice and set in this position. Make sure that your shoulders and everything, you're in a nice, good position there. What you're going to do now is you're going to tuck your feet under, and we're going to do some knee lifts. So from here, you're going to lift your knees up, hold, and back down. Knees up, hold, and back down. Now you know why we were warming up those feet earlier. So knees up, hold, and come back down. We're going to do another 3 of these. So up, hold, and back down. Really good for that strength, especially through your shoulders, getting those nice and warm now. Up and back down. Now we can progress this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up, we're going to shoot ourselves forwards and come back down. So for this, make sure that your hands are a little bit further in front of you. So what we're going to do is come up into our knee lift position and then extend out. Come back and lower back down. We're going to go up into our knee lift position, extend everything out, really get that straight spine. Come back and go back down. If you can't do that, keep in with the knee lifts. I'm going to do another couple of these. So, we're going to breathe in to prepare. Breathe out as we go up and push forwards. Breathe in as we come back and go down again. We're going to do another one of these. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out as we come up and push forwards. Imagine you're shooting forwards in that controlled motion. From there, we're now going to go down onto our front to do our swimming. So for swimming level 1, we're just going to make sure that we're nice and relaxed. So in order to set in this position, make sure again, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Hands are going to be in front of you for the swimming, so make sure that you've got that good shoulder posture. Your shoulders will rise up slightly, but make sure that they're as down as you can get them. From here, make sure that your pelvis is nice on the mat. What you may find is you may need a little cushion under here just to support that into a nice neutral position. So from here, we're going to do our swimming legs. So for this, you're going to reach back like this with your legs. So we're going to reach back, so we're going to point our toes, reach back. Imagine you're reaching for that opposite wall as we're pushing back. So we're pushing, and we're going to make that into a bit of a faster movement now. So a bit of a faster reciprocal movement. We're pushing. We're going to keep going. So really good for this leg strength here. Pushing out. Keep pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax down there. So from there, we're going to now build in an arm movement. So it's going to be opposite arm, opposite leg. So from here, we're going to reach forwards with one arm as we're reaching backwards with the opposite leg. So reaching all the time. Imagine trying to get extra length in that body all the time. And the hand comes back, hand reaches out and comes back. You might want a little cushion under your forehead for this, if you've got one. Keep reaching. Keep reaching out. Good. Keep going. That length we're getting in this body. Try and keep that pelvis glued to the mat. As we're reaching out, we're going to keep going. Brilliant. From there, we're now going to roll over to our side. Doesn't matter which side, because we're going to repeat it on both. So you want to align yourself to the mat. So how this looks, if I go on this side, is you want your heels and your toes and your pelvis to be, and this shoulder here, to be aligned to the back of your mat. So you're in a nice straight line. Don't want your knees bent up too much, but you want a slight bend. So you want sort of a 90-degree bend in your knees and a 45-degree sort of angle in your hips. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our clams. So how this looks is that we're going to support yourself in this sort of position. You're going to have your head resting on this arm that's going to be out. This underneath arm is just going to be out in front of you. Align yourself to the edge of that mat. I'm going to peel this top knee off the bottom one, rotating at the hip. Like this. So your pelvis should be facing slightly forward. So imagine if you've got traffic lights on the front of your pelvis. This one should be, your beam should be angled almost slightly downwards. I'm going to keep rotating. You're going to feel that in these glutes. So really good glute strength one. We don't really use our glutes that much in everyday life, especially in sort of more sedentary jobs and things like that now. Don't tend to use them that much, but they're really, really important for that low back pain and that lower back health. So we're going to keep going. A few more of these, and then we're going to progress this to another level. So from here we're going to move straight into our level 3. So our level 3 looks like this. So we're going to rotate our feet up, and then from here we're going to rotate this top knee off. Really difficult now. Keep those squeezed together as we go down and come back up. Keep the feet together. You can feel that's now a much more difficult exercise for that top glute. Keep that going. We're going to keep pushing. Feel that burn. Keep going. We're going to do another 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now relax those feet down. From this position we're going to do our arm openings on this side. So same position, keep your set, but this time we're going to have our knees out. So we're in a nice straight line. From here both our arms now stretch out in front of us. And what you're going to do is we're going to rotate this top arm, and you're going to watch this top arm as it goes. Keep the pelvis straight as we rotate through that movement. All that movement's coming from our back. If you are finding yourself a bit unstable, bend that bottom leg. So you can really concentrate on getting that movement. So that head should be rotating through as we go. I'll do another couple of these. Nice spine movement. Especially through that top spine, which often gets quite painful and quite restricted in our movement. But keep rotating, and all the time you're looking at that hand. You're following that hand with your head. So your head's moving, the upper part of your spine is moving as well. Rotating through and coming back, and then from there we're going to go into sort of a bow movement with our arm. So we're going to pull our arm back and rotate it through, so across our chest like that. Just a nice opening movement. Keep that, we're going to rotate on that top shoulder blade. Keep going, another couple of these. And one more. Brilliant. From there, we're now going to reverse our position. So you can either roll over onto your other side, or just reverse the end of the mat that you're on. So that basically we're going to do exactly what we've just done, but on the other side, so that we're getting both sides working this morning. So get yourself aligned again in this position.